Why do we fall? Why do we lose people we love, stumble in careers we work so hard for, or face heartbreaks that shatter us to our core? Life often feels like a chaotic storm, unfair, unpredictable, and relentless. But what if that chaos isn't meaningless? What if it's not chaos at all, but structure you haven't yet learned to read? The Stoics didn't see suffering as random misfortune. They believed every twist in life's path is part of a deeper process, one not designed to break you, but to reveal you. Whether you're lost, bitter from betrayal, or burdened by setbacks you don't understand, there's another way to look at it. One that shifts your experience from confusion to clarity, from resistance to peace. If you allow it, the Stoic mindset will rewrite the way you perceive life. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. 1. Stoicism's view of fate: love what you didn't choose. The Stoics used a phrase most people misunderstand. Amor Fati, love your fate. But this isn't passive resignation. It's not saying, oh well, life is pain. It's a radical, empowering attitude that transforms how you respond to the unexpected. Marcus Aurelius, philosopher and emperor, once wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." This quote reveals the Stoics' hidden alchemy, turning pain into power. To them, fate wasn't a chain, but fuel. Every obstacle thrown your way was just more wood for the fire. A painful breakup, a lesson in attachment, losing your job, an invitation to pivot, to sharpen your skills, to reset your compass. To love your fate means to stop seeing life as something that happens to you and begin to see it as something that happens for you. It's not about liking your suffering. It's about realizing your suffering is part of your sculpting. Pain is not punishment. It's pressure forming the diamond. To the Stoics, fate wasn't divine control. It was natural order, the unfolding of cause and effect. You don't control the rain, but you choose whether to curse it or dance in it. Every time you stop asking, why me, and start asking, what is this shaping in me, you step into the fire as its master, not its victim. 2. Control the inner world, surrender the outer. The power of focus. One of the most profound and liberating concepts in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, a term coined by Epictetus, who was born a slave and died a sage. He taught that life is divided into 2 zones. Zone 1, what you control, your thoughts, decisions, attitude, and response. Zone 2, what you don't control, the past, other people, outcomes, and external events. Most people live backwards. They try to control Zone 2 and ignore Zone 1. They try to change others while neglecting their own thoughts. They obsess over outcomes they can't command while forgetting the input they can master. Here's the paradox. You gain more peace, more power, and more resilience the moment you surrender control over what you were never meant to hold. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's being undisturbed by what you can't change. Imagine this. You're laid off unexpectedly. You can react in one of 2 ways. Reaction A, panic, blame, resent, sink into self-doubt, curse the economy. You've handed over your emotional power to circumstances. Reaction B, reflect, regroup, learn a new skill, explore a passion, pivot, focus on your response instead of the storm. Only one of these reactions leads to growth. Only one reveals your character. That's Stoicism, not denial of pain, but dominion over how you walk through it. 3. Is life random, or are you just too close to the canvas? At a glance, life is noise. It doesn't seem to follow logic. People die young. The unkind succeed. You lose people who were supposed to stay. But zoom out. Look back on your own life, not as a string of isolated moments, but as a storyline. Patterns emerge. Connections appear that weren't visible before. The betrayal that broke you, it taught you discernment. The failure that humiliated you, it exposed your weaknesses and made you rebuild, stronger. Steve Jobs captured this truth perfectly. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Sometimes what feels like a breakdown is really a setup. Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but emerged with the strength and wisdom to lead a nation. Seneca was exiled, But it was during that time he wrote some of his most enduring philosophical works. And maybe you, yes, you, are in that part of the story where everything looks meaningless. But it isn't. You're just too close to the canvas. Remember this: the universe doesn't owe you clarity on your timeline, but it does offer growth if you're willing to seek it. It's not about predicting where the story goes. It's about trusting that it is a story and you're not at the end of it yet. 4. Suffering isn't the enemy, it's the catalyst. To the Stoics, suffering was not an interruption of life. It was a feature of it, a test that reveals what's real. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Think of your own life. What shaped you most? Was it ease, comfort, applause? Or was it the pain no one saw? The late nights, the heartbreak, the failure that forced you to change? Every hardship has a hidden curriculum. Rejection teaches humility and self-worth. Failure teaches discipline and patience. Loss teaches gratitude and perspective. But most people miss the lesson. Why? Because they are stuck asking, "Why did this happen to me?" instead of, "How can I grow because of this?" The Stoic mind doesn't fear pain. It listens to it, it examines it, it extracts the lesson and walks away wiser. So the next time life hurts, don't numb it, don't escape it, sit with it, write about it. Ask, what part of me needs to evolve for this to no longer control me? Because once you do that, you've already won. 5. Living the Stoic way, daily practices for inner strength. Understanding Stoicism isn't enough. You have to live it. And that's where real change begins. Here's how you bring Stoicism from theory into your actual life. 1. Pause before reacting. Every moment of emotional intensity is a fork in the road. Will you respond or will you react? Train yourself to pause. Take a breath. Say to yourself, "This is a moment to build my character." That tiny pause rewires everything. 2. Translate pain into questions. Stop asking, "Why me?" Start asking, "What is this revealing about me? What strength is this trying to unlock? How would my wiser self respond right now?" The questions you ask determine the lessons you learn. 3. Detach from outcomes. You're not guaranteed results. You're only responsible for effort. You can write the book, apply for the job, love someone deeply, but you can't force the world to give you what you want. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It means peace regardless of the outcome. 4. Welcome adversity. Start seeing challenges as invitations. If something triggers you, good, that's your growth edge. If something fails, good, that's your redirection. Amor Fati means not just tolerance, but love for the very things that seem to get in your way, because they are the way. 5. Reflect nightly. Before bed, take 5 minutes to ask yourself, what challenged me today? How did I handle it? What would the Stoics advise in that situation? This habit alone builds wisdom faster than any book. You are not being buried. You're being planted. When you're in the storm, it's hard to remember the sun. When you're falling, it's hard to trust there's ground beneath you. But there is. Everything that's happening right now, every delay, every no, every loss, is shaping something in you. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Stoicism isn't about denying pain. It's about decoding it. It's about recognizing that life's chaos is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to level up. So when life breaks your plans, remember, the Stoics didn't aim for comfort, they aimed for character. And every crack in your surface is just another place where the light can get in. In the end, you are not a victim of fate, you are its co-author. You are not being destroyed, you are being defined. You are not at the end of your story. You're in the chapter that makes the ending worth reading. So stay grounded, stay aware, stay willing to grow. If you found value in this, consider sharing it with someone who could benefit. And don't forget, a simple like goes a long way in spreading Stoic wisdom. For more insights on philosophy, personal growth, and the art of clear thinking, subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay strong, stay mindful, and above all, stay Stoic. See you in the next video.